Listen, I know what you guys are thinking. Does he work for NASA? And I'm here to tell you that I don't. Sorry to disappoint, but I felt like I had to get that out there. Extraction is a brand new action film that came out on Netflix yesterday, starring Chris Hemsworth, who plays Tyler Rake, who is a mercenary who's been hired to save this kid by the name of Ovi, whose father is one of the biggest drug lords in India. So now Ovi has been kidnapped by a rival, been held for ransom, and so here's where Chris Hemsworth's character comes in to save the day. First, let me tell you this. I was really excited about this film. I saw the trailer when it first dropped a few weeks ago, and I was like, all right, we're in quarantine. It's a Netflix film. It's gonna be at home. You know, it looks pretty cool. It looks like an awesome action film. So I was actually pretty stoked for it. It stars Chris Hemsworth. I like Chris Hemsworth. Who doesn't like Chris Hemsworth? And yeah, I was really excited for this film. And for majority, this film didn't disappoint. What I wanted from this film when I first turned it on to see it was I just wanted a sick action film. You know, I didn't really, care about, story, these deep meaning symbolisms, all of that. You throw out the window. I just wanted to see a badass action film. And did I get that? Yeah, I got that. The action scenes in this movie are awesome. This film is directed by Sam Hargrave, who actually was a stunt coordinator on a few of Avengers films, and I believe was Chris Hemsworth's stunt double a few times for Captain America. So also when I heard that a former stuntman, or not a former stuntman, is directing an action film, after seeing John Wick, I was like, hell yeah, we gotta let more stuntmen and women direct action films. I mean, they just know how to do it because that's their whole career. Their whole career is creating awesome action for us to see. And I gotta say, Sam Hargrave did a fantastic job handling all the action sequences in this movie. What I really love is that there is no shaky cam. It's clear to me that he understands that we don't want to see shaky cam. We want to see wide shots. We want to be able to see what is happening. We want to be able to see that the actors or the stuntmen are actually taking these hits. And I gotta give huge credit to the stunt team in general. They all do a fantastic job. It's clear to me that they wanted everything practical. They wanted to use as little CGI as possible. Obviously, there is some CGI in this film, but it's clear to me that they try to use the least amount of CGI as possible. They wanted to do all the effects practically. They want to do all the stunts practically. Huge props goes to Chris Hemsworth, who is clearly doing a lot of his own stunts. I don't think he's doing all of them, but he's doing a lot of his own stunts. I think he worked on a lot of the hand-to-hand combat for a while. I follow him on Instagram, and I remember him calling this a few times one of the most tiring filming experiences of his career, but he says it paid off a lot. And I gotta say, it did pay off because he, as an action star in this film, looks badass. The action sequences come off great. The hand-to-hand combat fights are amazing. And let's talk about one of the most talked about things about this film is that this film attempts a 12-minute one-take sequence where it goes from a car chase to a foot chase to a knife fight, to then another truck chase, actually. And what I gotta say about that sequence is that I really enjoyed it. I did. However, there are some noticeable cuts. I did notice a lot that, like, if a camera swipes through the thing, I'm like, oh, there's a cut there. But that didn't deter me from not enjoying the thing. For example, I now own this film. Now, many of you might know that this is probably one of my favorite movies of 2019, if not my favorite movie of 2019. If you want to go check out my review for this film, I really loved it. But in that film, the one take is like, it seems seamless, Like, there are obviously cuts that stitch together, to make the whole film. But I don't know, it's just kind of done a little bit more smoothly in this film when the camera wipes off the screen, or like there's just noticeable transitions that you're like, all right, I know there was a cut there, there was a cut there, there was a cut there. And that kind of took me out of the element of it being a one take, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this sequence so much because I started noticing these transitions that look cool. I was like, yeah, there's a transition there, but that transition looks super smooth and really cool. So, like, I don't know if that makes sense. I know I just said that, you notice the cuts and the one take may look weird to you. I know it did for me a little bit, but I still enjoyed it. The transition seemed seamless, even though you can still see them. They seem smooth, you know? So I was like, oh, saw that, but that was a cool transition you did there. And wow, now we're doing a knife fight. Now he fell off the roof. What is happening? So yeah, the action sequences are fantastic. And again, I think it all goes down to them letting Sam Hargrave direct this film, a person who knows stunts, who's been around them, to do this. I mean, there's even behind the scenes footage where he himself, the director, strapped himself to the front of a hood of a car for that one take, and he had a camera with him, and he, you know, those shots where we're behind the car and we're like following it, that's him being strapped on top of another car that's following a car at like high speeds. It's ridiculous, but that's how determined he is to his craft. So let's talk about the story. Now, this screenplay is written by Joe Russo, one of the Russo brothers, you know, who directed Avengers. The Avengers, you can't actually see the poster down there, but there's an Avengers poster down there. Who directed Civil War, Winter Soldier, and, you know, Infinity War and Endgame. And his brother Anthony is actually a producer on this, so the Russo brothers are producing this film. The story is very simple. I mean, I summarized in the beginning, you know, this kid who has a lot of value to him has been kidnapped, and now, you know, Chris Hemsworth has to save him. That's pretty much it. There isn't much characterization towards some characters, towards actually majority of the characters. You know, Chris Hemsworth plays this badass action star who has a traumatic past with his family, so now, you know, because he has to save another kid, he's going to build kind of a relationship with this kid. And I mean, it's all, you know, there's a lot of cliches in it, but it's clear to me that, you know, they knew what kind of movie they were making. I want to think that, you know, Sam Hargrave, when working with the Russo brothers on, you know, the Avengers films, came to them like, hey, I just want to make this really cool action movie that's like all about the action, like an appreciation to action, how it's filmed. And they're like, yeah, cool, we'll just write you a screenplay, have fun with it, go ahead. There are side characters that get introduced sometimes and then go away for a bit, and then when they reappear, I was literally like, oh, I completely forgot about you. What are you doing? Oh, now you're about to do your thing that you were going to do? Oh, cool, but I completely forgot about you. Because again, like the characterization for the thing, it's like, I don't really know. This is really about Chris Hemsworth and this kid staying together and trying to survive through a lot of people coming after them. So the story is really focused on them. So then when the side characters kind of start disappearing, who already have basically no character besides the little things that they do, then they come back, you're like, oh, what's up? Hey, you're there, cool. One of the characters who plays like an ex-Special Force guy, who's like a rival to Chris Hemsworth, he's played by Randeep Hooda. He's again one of those characters that also, you know, has a family, his family values and stuff like that. But yeah, his action sequences are actually really cool. They let him do a lot of cool things in this film. And you're like, yeah, I'm rooting for you fully. Yeah, let's go. You're a cool action star. But at some point in this movie, he appears, does some really cool thing in that one take, and then just disappears for a while. And then when he came back, I was like, oh crap, totally forgot about you. What's up? How's it going? And then again, he goes on to do some pretty cool action sequences again. And the kid who Chris Hemsworth has to rescue, he's alright in the film, you know? Like he was the only side character I wish, you know, they gave more characterization to. I feel like there was a stage in the film, he plays a drug lord's son. There's a point in like the end of the second act where he starts talking to Tyler, and he's kind of like explains to him how his father, who is a drug lord, sees him and how he sees his father. And I thought that was cool, like we were getting somewhere. But then again, like it was just a small part, and then it kind of just faded away into more action sequences, and then the ending came. So I kind of wish there was more, you know, characterization towards him, so I can feel more of a connection between, you know, Tyler and this kid by the name of Ovi. Because obviously this movie, you know, like I said in the beginning, Chris Hemsworth has a traumatic past with family. So this is an action movie, you know, because he has to rescue a kid. They're obviously going to build a connection. And to be honest, their connection was kind of to me. Like, I don't know, like at the end of the movie when everything had to like really hit for me, didn't really hit for me, you know, it kind of moved quickly. One last thing that I want to say about this film is that if you've seen the trailer, I think the first trailer that dropped, it kind of spoiled a lot. And originally I thought about that when I was watching the trailer, and I was like, I feel like it's spoiling a lot here. And it did now that I saw the movie. So if you haven't seen the trailer for that movie, don't watch it. You know, just go straight to Netflix, go watch the film, because I'm telling you, it's a really fun action movie. If you're just going there to see some badass action. You know, you love John Wick. You love the action in John Wick. You know John Wick, you know, is like, you go there to have fun, to enjoy the action. This movie's kind of the same, you know, except John Wick has suits, slick, fights in New York City, in like these beautiful locations. This movie's more like gritty and dirty. This movie's also very violent, so you gotta expect that. So yeah, the combination of great action combined with what I wanted from this film, combined with the amazing performance by Chris Hemsworth as an action star, all of that put together, I want to give Extraction a B for, but wait, there's more action. And again, like I said, Sam Hargrave did an awesome job in his directorial debut for this film. So, you know, we just gotta let more action men and women direct more movies like these, because clearly they know how to do stunt work and action. And yeah, I think John Wick and Extraction proves that. So yeah, if you've seen Extraction, let me know what you think about it. What is your favorite action flick that you like to put on? You know, not think about the story or the characters. Just want to enjoy some really cool action. Let me know about that in the comments. Let me know what you thought about Extraction. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate all of that. And I'll see you guys next time.